All right, we're going to do a quick review of comparing fractions with fraction strips, and then look at a new skill for double checking our work. What we've done so far to compare fractions like this is to draw out our fraction strip here and shade in 1/2, and go down to our second fraction strip and shade in 3/5. Comparing these two, it looks like 3/5 is just the tiniest little bit more, take that line straight up, tiniest little bit more than 1/2. So I would say that 1/2 is less than 3/5. But I also know, especially as my denominators get larger, that my drawing may not be very accurate, and I need to have another way to make sure that this is correct. And that other way that we're going to use is called cross multiplication. To cross multiply, you're going to write your fractions, and then we're going to start with the denominator of the first and cross it over to the numerator of the second and multiply them. 2 times 3 is 6. Then we'll move on to the denominator of the second fraction and cross it back over to the numerator of the first and multiply. 5 times 1 is 5. Now we can ignore the fractions for a second and just compare these two numbers. 5 is less than 6 in the same way that 1/2 is less than 3/5. So I checked my answer with cross multiplication and got the same result. 1/2 is less than 3/5. So now I know that my answer is right. Let's do that one more time. Here I'm going to shade in 3/4, 1, 2, and 3, and I'm going to shade in 7 of these 8s, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. This one's a little bit easier for me to tell that 7/8 is larger. If I take that number straight up, 7/8 is larger than 3/4. But let's double check our answer with cross multiplication anyway. So I'm going to rewrite 3/4 and 7/8 and go from the denominator of my first, 4, cross it over to the numerator of the second, 7. 4 times 7 is 28. Go over to the 8 and cross it back over to the numerator of the first. 8 times 3 is 24. We can just compare these two numbers and see that, just like I got from using my fraction strips, 24 is less than 28, and 3/4 is less than 7/8. 3/4 is less than 7/8.